I appear to be live. I must apologise for anybody that may be watching or may have been waiting to watch. I miscalculated the time. The time has changed. The summertime has gone. It is now. I thought I was starting at 8:30 Japan Standard Time, but I appear to be starting at 9. I'm not quite sure what that will result in. I don't know whether there's an audience. People may have turned up and gone home, or people may not turn it up at all. Oh, what's this? Okay. Right. I don't know if there's anybody there. Bernie was there, and Ty was there. Appear to be no viewers. I could be talking completely to myself, which has not been unknown to happen before. I may just need to lubricate the old vocal cords. This could, of course, be a complete dead loss. I was rather late in getting this together, but having just arrived back, more or less, from Japan, I needed a little time to recuperate. Is there anybody, in fact, there? Probably not. What if I do this and that and go there and see to my channel and it should be live. Returning subscriber live now. Yes, there we go. And I shall cut off the sound. Ty. Thankfully, there's somebody there. Jolly good. I'm terribly sorry. I apologise to you and to anybody that that was waiting for me. I completely miscalculated the time. If you're still there, Ty, this could be an old message. 4 viewers. You've been ploughing through. Oh, yes. Well, I've got some of them lined up. I discovered actually why the because I did the one with Tomoko Des and Give Me a Flake Man, and that was all going very well, and it got quite a lot of views. But unfortunately, shortly after it had uploaded, it disappeared from my channel. And I couldn't find it. I'd watched it, so I was able to save it in history and download it and all that business. But I discovered that it had suddenly received an 18+ certificate. This is probably why it was extracted from my channel, largely due to the fact of Victor saying the F word, I should imagine, at some point there. Let's just have a look. We shall transfer to that, and I shall just transfer and bore you silly. I'll try and fast forward through it. Here we are. There's me in my T-shirt in Yamachan in Nagoya. Let's just see. How do we start this playlist? Okay, let's start. Because Tomoko is hungry, and I shall just switch the camera around if I can find out how to do that. Oh, here we go. Can anybody hear? Can you hear that, Ty? There we are. Here we are. I'm using a special gimbal made of a bin and a menu holder. And as you can see, here we have Tomoko Des. Here we have Give Me a Flake Man. This was a fun evening. And here we have your name, sir, please. Hinnock from Germany, who is a Patreon. Or a patriot. He's from the Lale Lulelo. For all those of you who know gaming. But anyway, we're here, and
right. Who else is watching?
This was
in Nagoya.
We'll go back to the sex toy.
Middle of my holiday, actually. We were having chicken wings at Yama-chan.
You may comment. Anybody who's watching may comment. I shall see it. Don't worry. Aren't you jealous, audience? Aren't you jealous that you?
Oh, did I miss the bit where? Yes.
You just stick the big one in your mouth, and you bite. Oh dear! You bite it. you bite it and pull.
Yes, we were instructing people how to eat chicken wings. You're the only. No, there are four people. 4 people watching. I'm not quite sure where they are. Bernie may be lurking there.
This is a follower from Finland.
You may comment, audience.
Victor does it with.
Ask me any questions within reason
he sticks a big
about my visit to Japan.
Bites it and pulls with panache.
So I'll just go back to me. So Ty, tell me, is there anything you would like to know about my visit to Japan? I did meet quite a lot of people, which was the intention. Generally, I don't meet a lot of people at all while I'm in Belgium, so I have to buy a plane ticket and go to Japan to do that. But one of the main reasons for going to Japan over the past few years has been a particular lady. If I can find a photograph of her in my media files, scrolls down. Here we go. Which one is the best one? I think that one is the best one. Open. And I shall use transfer to there. There we go. That's my lady friend. That is the reason. She was the reason. Hi, Nico. She was the reason that I started going to Japan, really. And I developed a close friendship with her, to the extent that I considered her to be my girlfriend. And she didn't object to that situation. But suffice to say that this is no longer the case. This would have been my last visit to see her as my girlfriend, as such. I was going to find out whether that was the actual case, in fact, but it turned out not to be. She is now my friend and no longer my girlfriend, unfortunately. But there you go. These things happen. You're currently on a train with Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure the connection will be overly stable. Well, don't worry. I'm used to that. I did not have a stable connection going to Japan, in a manner of speaking. But having said that, I did meet quite a lot of nice people. Not only my friend there, as you saw, and we did go and visit some rather nice places. If I can find pictures of where we were, it was a very nice. Here we go. I'll transfer. This is where we visited. It's a place called Aeon-so, and it's all that remains a rather large complex that was built in the early Meiji period. What's the best food that I had to eat? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Actually, I mean, it may be disputed by the likes of Radri, who was there with me when we were eating it. But if I look down here, I can maybe find it wasn't actually Japanese. Well, it was Japanese in the sense that it was cooked and prepared in Japan. So many photos to scroll through, but it wasn't strictly Japanese food. It was beef. I imagine Japanese beef. Who got the drunkest while hanging out? Well, I'm met up with Tokyo Drew in the hub near Tokyo Dome, and after two pints, what a pussy I am! 2 pints, I was rather drunk. Not inordinately drunk, but nevertheless, he seems to be able to weather it more than I can. Hey, Robert. Hey, Daniel. Sorry I didn't get down to Kyushu, Daniel. I got as far as Yamaguchi, had a major disappointment, and had to come back, or headed back across the remainder of Japan. Where is it? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Oh, here we go. Yes, apologies for any vegans of it. This is probably the best meal that I had. It's rather rare beef, but Radri and Kiki and I and Hinnock, a YouTube patron of Give Me a Flakemans, who made friends with in Nagoya and who also happened to be in Tokyo at that time. They joined us for a meal at this place. It was just in Tokyo Station, so it was very convenient. Let's find the photograph with us. Here we go. This is us having the meal. Radri and Kiki. I had hoped to meet Kiki earlier when I met up with Radri and Eric, Surf 6, and Riken Magic in Harajuku, but Kiki just was too busy that day. So we made another special appointment, and I met up with Radri and Kiki and Hinnock right towards the end of my stay, actually. But I did meet quite a lot of other people, beginning with my lady friend, and then progressed on from there. I went from there. It's a rather nice area that she lives in Yamaguchi. I was, yes, Robert. This is major motivation for going to Japan in the first place. My friend in Yamaguchi, she took me to a Hiwatari festival, which is a festival of the Shugendo Shinto mountain priests that takes place actually in the precincts of a Buddhist temple, not a Shinto shrine, but they have an agreement with the Buddhists, and they do stuff like this. They make a ritual fire. You may have, I don't know whether I didn't live stream from that, but I think I posted some pictures on Instagram from it. But as part of this ritual, you're expected to walk through the embers. You want to hear more about the hooking up? Okay. Right. The embers, walk through the embers, finished with that. Let's go to the hooking up for Daniel. Okay. Media files. Right. So I met up with my lady friend, who became my friend as opposed to my girlfriend, and shortly afterwards I had a one-man stay in Onomichi. Sorry, no hooking up there, but it was rather picturesque. The only person I actually hooked up with, if he's watching, not a lady, but upside down. That's no good. Why is it upside down? He's not Australian. Ignore that. It must have just been the way I took the photograph with the camera. Where's it gone? There we go. Maybe this one. That's probably a better one. Yes, there we are. We got discount ramen at this gentleman's shop. This is my friend Englandese, who often watches the show. Head over heels. No, it's another Englishman who resides in Yamaguchi, and I met up, and he watches the show and has his own channel. 69, charming. No. But no, so I met him and then moved on to Onomichi, which is a little town near in Hiroshima Prefecture, where I met up with a well, I hooked up with a cat, actually. There we are.
Oh, the cats of Onamichi.
One of the cats of Onamichi. Let it not be said that I am not friends to all beings. But, of course, then I moved on to Kyoto, which, as you do, as one does. And there I stayed in a hostel. Now, the first day I didn't talk to anybody in the hostel. I just went on my merry way and visited places like like the back streets of Higashiyama, like this, which is rather nice, at about 7:30 in the morning. It's rather nice when you can have a gate to your house looking like that. And then from there I wandered to, where did I wander? Whither did I wander? I wandered to along the philosopher's path. I was feeling philosophical. And I met this chap on the philosopher's path, who then promptly flew within inches of my head. And I didn't get it on camera, unfortunately. But the philosopher's path is a couple of kilometers long and leads you eventually to, where is it? What's it called? The Silver Pavilion. Here we go. The Silver Pavilion. Which at that time of the morning was not too busy. We're getting there, Daniel. Don't worry, we're getting there. So I went back to my hostel on the second day, and actually somebody talked to me, which is, did I see the Sanmon Gate? Yeah, no, I don't think so. You mean that giant red Tory thing? That was actually not very far from my my hostel. Who's blooping me? Excuse me. Who's that? Oh, it's oh right. Oh, it's one of my former guests. So yes, I didn't. If that's the Sanmon Gate, or is that the Rashomon Gate? Did I say your hostel or mine? No, no. I was addressed by a rather friendly and nice hotel receptionist from Osaka, who shall remain nameless. But she spoke fluent English. She was Japanese, naturally, and that was the first friend I've made at that hostel in the 3 years that I've been there, visited there. So, and that anybody's actually sat and talked to me, which was rather good. Let's try and find a photograph for Daniel. And I was then, as you do, I then sort of finished talking and went on my merry way and went to Fushimi Inari. I'll just show you a quick shot of Fushimi Inari. This is more or less what I saw of Fushimi Inari Shrine most of the way. And eventually I made it to the top of Fushimi Inari Shrine, and most of the people then at that point, there we are, just to prove that I was there in the rain. Most people gave up about halfway up. Most of the Chinese tourists said, "Oh, it's too hard, too high." So I carried on, as you do, being quite used to hills, and it was pretty empty by the top. Just here's a standard Fushimi Inari with nobody there. All right. You gave up before it was cool to give up. Okay. Anyway, Fushimi Inari, there I am, traipsing my way to the top. Get to the top, which this is the top. Top is most unspectacular, with a most unspectacular wet Englishman at the top. And I received a message on my phone from the friend I'd made in reception, the receptionist friend from the hostel, and she said, you know, I'm going to be in town shortly. Would you like to go to hang out? And I said, and I can't find a photograph. Where's the photograph gone? Oh dear, Daniel, I can't find the photograph. Doesn't appear to be on this selection. But anyway, she was very nice, and we talked, and I'm hoping to maintain contact with her. Where has it gone? I thought it was on here. I've just got a picture of a Mini Cooper. That's no good. And then it goes into Nagoya. Here's one for Robert, and maybe Daniel as well. You might like this one. Frederick, hey Frederick. Oh, here we go. There we are. I found it. This is the lady that became my friend at the hostel. There you are, Daniel. But from there, I proceeded to Nagoya. That was the next stop on my itinerary, and as you saw before, may have seen before, that was to meet up mostly with Give Me a Flake Man and co. Where am I? I'm hang on, I'm going through all my files. Yeah. So Nagoya. There was a picture in Nagoya that where is it? Here we go. This is for Daniel and Robert. Yeah. Sort of thing you find in Nagoya on a rainy night. Hey, Vids. So that was Nagoya. As I arrived and was walking to my hotel, I spotted these 3 cars. Yes, I know. It's jet lag, and the fact that the time has changed in Europe. It's now like winter time, and I ballsed up basically. I'm sorry. These things happen. 2 Camaros. Yes, there's another one behind. I'm not quite sure what that one is. But anyway, that was on my way to the hotel in Nagoya in the rain. I came across those cars. And then the next day, it was a rather lovely sunny day in Nagoya. There's sort of at the top of Nagoya Station. And basically, my my mission in Nagoya was to meet up with Tomoko Des and Give Me a Flake Man, which I subsequently did. Here is the inimitable. Oh, yes, you'll have to turn your heads. I'm not quite sure whether I can rotate that. Image, rotate. There we go. There we are. Tomoko Des. She's just bought herself a leather jacket. Bye, Frederick. And then Give Me a Flake Man and I proceeded to point out all the teenage girls that were walking around Oz Cannon wearing an identical leather jacket. But it's a very nice leather jacket. And then, hello, who's that? Excuse me. Social life, after a fashion. Frederick. Oh, sorry, Frederick. Where were we? Yes, so I met up with Tomoko Des, and naturally, of course, Give Me a Flake Man. This is us, and you just see the back of my friend Hinnock. Oh, well, there we go. Yes, the photos are back. This is us buying beer, as you do, or strong zeros. Strong zeros we were buying just to sort of get ready. And then we went to. I don't think I actually took any photographs of the time in the Yamachan. We went to the Yamachan restaurant But we did hang around Oz Cannon, and there's that famous photograph of us all together. Where is it? There we are. Strong zeros are good. If you have the half-liter can, you're on the floor. You don't even watch your family's photos from vacation, but you will watch my show and my vacation photos. That's good of you. It's of your mum. Well, there we have Hinnock next to Tomoko Des. Behind him, Victor raging at the camera. Behind him, one of his co-workers. And behind her, a couple of Victor's students who joined us. And then, if you've been patient this long, Daniel, hookup number 3 is about to appear. Where were we? So yes, the main reason actually I went to Nagoya is not just to meet Give Me a Flake Man, which is always nice, and Tomoko Des, but I had an appointment with my my actress friend in a nightclub in Nagoya. And I shall open that. There we are. The lady in the green coat is my actress friend, and the lady in the black dress is a friend of my actress friend, and also now my friend. She's a fashion designer. So yes, that was at 3:30 in the morning in Nagoya. Luckily, my hotel was a minute's walk away. I had planned this very carefully. A minute's walk away from the nightclub. But it's this is the 4th time that I've met my actress friend, and very nice evening together with her. A tie, but not in the work. But yes, I don't wear wear a tie at work. It's not the kind of work that requires one, unfortunately. So that was a rather delightful evening at a nightclub in Nagoya, and I had a bit of time the next day to recover in order to so I went and watched some unusual Japanese event at Osaka Castle, upside down, probably. There, I'm not quite sure what they're doing. He's that way. He's gone that way. But there was a sort of cultural event going on at Osaka Castle. I paid 500 yen to go in to Osaka Castle, but there were that many people that I just basically went round the garden, which I'd seen before, but it's very nice. And it was autumn, so there were fist pump gone wrong. Yeah, that's Osaka Castle Garden for you. But it's yes, and Osaka Castle was basically covered in scaffolding, so I should really have asked for some money back from my 5. I took some judicious shots to make it look impressive and upside down. Hang on, there we are. Japanese dabbing. Yeah, so they was doing something like that. Yeah. But that's the second time I've been to Osaka Castle. First time was with Tomoko Des and Mikey Chen. But this time I was on my own, just killing time before going to the station. Was then the next. Oh, actually, I did have some green tea. I had some green tea in Osaka Castle Garden. Green tea with gold in it. and I studiously avoided drinking the gold, but apparently, it's quite safe to do so. I'm not quite sure. You want to see Mikey Chen's cooking? Yes. Well, you have to fly to America, I'm afraid. Hey, Bernie. I'm sorry, Bernie. I got the time all wrong. I was a bit out with the time. I thought I had plenty of time to eat, but I didn't. So yeah, we're just going through me photos of Japan. And there's hundreds of them. Not to bore you, silly. You're not too late. You've not missed much. But you've missed Yamaguchi, Onomichi, Kyoto, and we're just finishing up with Nagoya. So this was some green tea that I had in Nagoya. But shortly after that, I went back to the station, indeed, to get my train. It looks slightly futuristic. And then it was the old Shinkansen. Yes, you'll have to watch the replay. I'm sorry about that, he said, laughing. But I did. My next, it wasn't really a hookup. It was just a meetup with these two chaps, Bushido Devil Dog and Frame of Travel, who I've actually consistently met on my visits to Japan, and we went out for drinks to a beer place in Akasaka, which I was told by Frame of Travel he doesn't really like that place. Meh, okay. But that was a good evening with Bushido and Frame of Travel. I can't remember what happened after that. I think I just went back to my hostel, which was in Ginza. Where is the audio? This is the audio. Are you hearing? Is everybody hearing my voice? There's no. These are photographs, Bernie. There's not video. Hands up in the audio. Audio is fine. It's just Bernie. Yes, I do have some videos. They will be appearing shortly. This was my hostel, actually. I could highly recommend this hostel in Ginza. It's very new, and it's on its side. There we are. And it doesn't look too much, but inside it was rather pleasant. And I became friends with the barmaid, which was also a bonus, because that meant I had somebody to talk to of an evening. I just hope I didn't bore the hind legs off her. Where are we? In my hostel. What did I do there? I wandered about and took random photos, it seems, of... that's right. I'd promised some friends who live in Sendagi, which is near Nezu, which is near Yanaka, which will mean nothing to anybody, the Yanasen district of Tokyo, which is Shitamachi. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it is. It's the old town in Tokyo that kind of looks more or less like Tokyo did before they built skyscrapers everywhere. And I shall have to flip that over and over and over. There we go. So this old-looking building here is the restaurant of some people that I'm friends with. I went into the restaurant a couple of years ago. I peered through the window I checked it on Google Maps because I was hungry and near a particular shrine near there, and thought, I need
food. Where do I go? So I checked Google Maps, and it recommended various things, one of which was a restaurant within walking distance of said shrine. So I walked there and peered through the window just to check that it was not full of like Japanese people, and I might have to run away. And it was full of Japanese people, but it was three ladies who were working there, and it didn't look too busy. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it was very good. If I can find the photograph. Yes, here we are. This is Okairi, or the staff of Okairi. I think the owner is in the middle with the blue headband. And this is like would have been my third visit now. So I promised them I would come back. And I did. Very good meals they provide there. Kind of all sort of made by them. Costs about 2,500 yen, including beer. So, you know, it's not your cheap ramen joint, but a very nice atmosphere. So that was my first visit there. I went a couple of times after that. And then it was onwards and upwards. Oh, this is the shrine that's actually close to there. A little video. For anybody watching who lives in Tokyo, you probably Is it the ramen kitchen? No, it's not a ramen kitchen. You could get ramen with you can have an option of ramen, but they do kind of almost like a kaiseki style with various vegetables and fish, and the audio is butchered somehow. Yes, it's called not having a brilliant computer and using Google Hangouts. So yeah, my in order to show media files on a Hangout, you need basically a top end gaming computer kind of thing, which I don't have, and terrible lag. Yeah, that wouldn't help much either. This is kind of the shrine as seen. So it's quite unusual in that it's quite polychromatic, he said, using big words. Yes, the audio was butchered. Yes, and unless you watch it on my phone with me in this room now, it will be butchered, forever butchered. So this is Naisu Shrine. Anybody watching who lives in Tokyo, go and see this. It's very nice. It's about like a 15-minute walk from Nippori Station. So after doing my restaurant and Naisu Shrine, I kind of like decided that it was time to meet up with some more YouTubers, as you do, and I had an arrangement with Aussie Awesome, and this is Ikebukuro, which was the agreed meeting place. If I show slides over the webcam, yes, I mean, well, first I would have to get a slide projector, then I would have to sort of set it up to project onto my green screen. Yes. Anyway, Ikebukuro with Aussie, and we had arranged then to go and hang out in Shibuya.
with a bunch of friends. There's just somebody. I've got the link. Okay. Is that you, Eddie? Just joined? So where was I? I was with Aussie 78. And we went and got puri. I won't show you my purikura. I don't want to put you off your dinner. But I'll open this. This is me and Aussie. Here we are in just on our purikura. All my guests and future guests. Sandy Sky to join the show in January. These are our. Why is it horrendous, Aussie? Yes, good question. Yes, first and last time of ever doing a purikura. Middle-aged men are not supposed to go into those booths. Yes, you didn't miss much. It was just the sound of that like game center and a few sentences. So where were we? That purikura will not go away. I have to remove it. Yes. So we'd all had at lunch before. There's Nuts with her mask off. She was wearing like a business suit because she has a new job now. And I didn't actually do a live video with Oz. I should have done, really. But my first live video was with in Harajuku. I'm friends with the director. I'm friends on Instagram, at least, with the director of Asks Japanese, Japanese chap, and that's a channel fronted by Kathy Cat, German girl who dresses in Harajuku style. I think some of you may have seen the. All right. Well, I don't know what the audio is going to be like on this, but this is my meeting with Kathy Cat from Ask Japanese. You're live. We're live.
We're live.
I don't know if there's anybody watching because I didn't announce this, but here we are in Tokyo, in Harajuku, with none other than Kathy Cat.
Hey guys.
Are you hearing the audio for this? Kathy Cat from the Ask Japanese channel. If you don't know that channel, go ahead, subscribe. And there's subtitles. There's subtitles for you if you're not Japanese speaker.
On our channel, yes.
Yeah.
I make the subtitles, so please read them. Many people are like, there are no subtitles. No, you click on the little gear symbol, and then there are.
Otherwise, you're lost, unless you speak Japanese.
Well,
but
yes, many people
yes, Viz, you saw it live.
Japanese, so I see quite a lot of people they switch off the subtitles. Many people use it actually for studying Japanese. So I see quite a lot of people they switch off the subtitles, so they can actually like just guess what it is, and then they watch it again with subtitles.
I should try that, really. I should try. I mean, I'm attempting to learn Japanese. You and me both, Viz. So I do watch Kathy's channel, and she interviews. What do you think I'm here doing this?
Right now we're in Harajuku.
In Harajuku.
Right now we're in Harajuku. We go around places.
Oh, it's Natalie. It's my friend Natalie from America. Hi, Natalie.
Hello, Natalie.
And it's Nosh abroad, friend of John Daub. Friend of John Daub. Drop names. Yes. Drop names because I want him on the show. Hello. Yes. It's America, so it's probably morning in America at a reasonable time.
Morning in Japan too. Well,
then it's evening in America. You may have to ask permission from
Cat.
Yes, I'm with Kathy Cat, and I'm going to ask Kathy Cat, friend of John Daub. Yes, lol. Yes, it's also been on my show, Nosh. Yes, but anyway, where were we? I'm going to ask Kathy Cat some deep and not too personal questions.
I am absolutely terrified, but yes, bring it on.
It's 7 in California. All right, Okay, first question, Kathy.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself
Oh God.
in the next 5 Sorry, 15 minutes. What do you see yourself in the next 15 minutes?
I would probably be standing here and trying to talk to Japanese people and probably get turned down for the first 15 minutes.
I will not be stood here talking to Japanese people.
It's actually a lot harder to make a street interview channel than many people think it is, because we have quite a lot of people we interview.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to ask more people. Some people just get like one pair and then that's the video, right? But we generally ask many people, so we get many responses, which means it takes a lot of time sometimes to get the people together, because Japanese people are quite shy.
So that's why you're going to be here all day, basically.
I'm really here all day. So for the first 15 minutes, I'm sure I probably won't get anyone to say yes. So sometimes it can take up to an hour.
Oh, should I stand there hawking for Japanese? Come this way.
I'm not sure if we would intimidate them. No. The more people you are, the more intimidating it can also be.
This is true. I'm very nice. I'm a British gentleman.
Yes, we need a little pocket watch for him. I said that when we met. I was like, we need a nice little pocket watch for you. So you can go look, oh, this, have a tea.
So I've just had bubble tea. Interesting is chucking chewy balls up through a straw. There you go.
Said that.
There we go. Yes, how to win friends and influence people. Double entendres, live on YouTube. Okay. So that was me meeting Kathy Cat in Harajuku. And then she did actually manage to interview people, despite the fact that I was sat not very far away, looking like a surreptitious English gentleman. And then I went on to meet... You could cut it with a knife. Yes. I went on to meet these two people. These two lovely people who are trapped behind glass at the moment. If I transfer, there we are. It's Mashimara and Rena Berry. Yes, you almost choked. Yes, it's rather unusual. Yeah. When I was with Eric Surf 6 and Radri, and we were getting tacos in the building where we were getting the tacos, there was a stall that was selling all this bubble tea, and just curiously, the entire queue. There was a very long queue for this bubble tea. The entire queue consisted entirely of young Japanese women, no men at all. I'm not quite sure, what that says about middle-aged men and bubble tea, but so yes, I went out for the day with Mashu and Rena, and I kind of vlogged it, but that has yet to be edited and uploaded and all that business. Takes me a while to do that sort of thing. I'm not quite sure whether they did that directly or whether they'll be editing theirs. We went round the Edo Open-Air Museum, which is all these kind of old buildings that have been taken down from and rescued from various places in Japan and reconstructed in this open-air museum. It's quite interesting, but it's a bit of a way out of Tokyo. It's kind of like, you start seeing trees and fields and things when you're heading out there. But actually, it wasn't. Just thinking about it, we came back to a station when we were left, and I suddenly recognised the station. It was where I'd met up with Kei Sandeth last year. So she lives out that way as well. So that was that. Visiting a museum with Mashu and Rena, drinking bubble tea with Kathy Cat. And then it was a week in Tokyo of unusual meetups and experiences and this sort of thing. It's in Higashi Koganai. If you have to go to the Higashi Koganai station, Bernie, and from there it's a short bus ride. No, Musashi Koganai. Musashi Koganai, not Higashi Koganai. And then there's a bus that takes you to the museum entrance. This is somewhere near Ginza, and it's fairly typical Tokyo scenery.
Where else did I go? Oh, yes. Yes, this is not far from where I was staying. This is the Highway of the Dead. When they don't quite know what to do with disused roads in Japan. Yes, I think Frederick mentioned that in the Instagram post, that they look like they're doing something unmentionable against the wall. Yes, a lost highway in the middle of Tokyo. Here's that photograph of Kathy Cat, just to prove that they did find somebody to interview that day. And that day I went to visit various places and was going backwards and forwards through Omotesando, because Omotesando is just nice to walk through if you're male. And they were there. They were still there every couple of hours. Kathy Cat and her director was still there interviewing people, and they had to come back the next day to get enough people to make a video with. Yes, Daniel, if you ever go to Tokyo, I recommend going for a stroll down Omotesando. But you know, you have to be careful where you look if you're with your wife. Let's put it that way. Yeah, she's into that. I mean, Harajuku fashion thing. Yes. There are cars there. Oh, there are cars. There are cars. Not on the sidewalks. On the sidewalks, there's other distractions, shall I say? And then one morning I decided to go and get a coffee from a place I discovered last year, or a friend had told me about. This is right up against the Sumida River. It's very nice. And it wasn't too long after that I'd arranged to meet up with a certain gentleman. The original plan was to meet up with Tokyo Bri and Jenny Silver and Hiko Simon, which I'd done last year, and we'd all gone and got cupcakes from Magnolia Bakery in Omotesando. But unfortunately, the location in Omotesando for that bakery has closed down. So I was forced to find a new location, and I did, and it was rather nice, in Shimokitazawa. And some of you may have seen the live stream. I shall go to it now and start it. If I can get, yeah, okay. Because the sound on this is not so good because the microphone was a bit muffled.
I came out all the way to Japan.
But some of you may recognize this gentleman.
This is what real
Hey, Rodri, did you finish playing a game?
In public, in Japan. It's a done thing.
I'm secure enough in my masculinity.
Yes, we were both sat on two little pink chairs outside a shop full of ladies eating cupcakes.
Like, I got no issues. I can eat this, and
they were very nice cupcakes.
Somebody watched
the marshmallow cream cupcake, which Hiko had. He couldn't believe how tasty it was.
Why not push any buttons that should not be pushed? We shall watch as Hiko eats a cupcake.
Well, I want to tweet this one out. So
yes, first you have to social media your cupcakes before you can eat them.
Yes, I'm not SMS savvy. So I'm not SMS savvy. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Boom.
But this is the New York Cupcake shop in Shimokitazawa. Again, anybody living in Tokyo, go there. Delicious cupcakes. It's quite a small shop, but most of the shops in Shimokitazawa are small, and it's a very cool area.
I'm trying to maneuver the paper off this cupcake with one hand. Not the easiest of things to do. We're in the shade here. There's a sort of an umbrella thing.
We're in Shimokitazawa, and I can highly recommend Shimokitazawa. It's a bit of a trek on the train or in a taxi, like this gentleman.
Yeah. But it is one of the coolest neighborhoods in Tokyo, actually.
Yes.
It's probably the coolest neighborhood in Tokyo.
Yes, Tina did message me and say she was jealous.
Yes, and Morgan Le Fay was I was also hoping to meet up with Morgan Le Fay, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So, cupcakes with Hiko. It's a tradition. It's starting to become a tradition with me when I go to Japan. But I can highly recommend them. They're very good. It's just like watching a slide projector. Yes, it's me photos from Japan. Are you coming round? Yes, well, I have no guests, you see, Radri. I did try. I tried while I was in Japan. I tried while I was out of Japan. I've tried and tried. Next week, Remy, who has also been on your show and been on my show, but Remy will be joining us again. And the week after that, I don't know, because the guest I was hoping for the week after that said her schedule. That would be Sandy Sky Voice, but her schedule is booked up. And she said, "How about 2020?" And I said, "Are you booked up for all of 2019?" But she made a mistake. Like there's no internet. Yeah. Well, you could just imagine I brought my slide projector round to your house and I'm boring you silly. Oh God, it's him again. Simon's Home Movies. Yes, basically. Well, no, I've got a load. Let's get this off. All right, let's get back to it. Yes, I've got a load. All my home movies are on here. I could like start playing them. But yes, so visiting Japan was kind of like a double feeling there. I mean, for those who were here at the start, my lady friend became my friend. But towards the end of my visit, I reconnected with a friend that I'd not spoken to for 18 months. So that was actually one of the highlights. Pictures are moving again. I'm sorry. Yes, that was one of the highlights. And of course, I did meet some other chaps while I was there. Do I have a? I don't have a. I'll just have to do pictures. I'm sorry. Tokyo Joe, tired and determined. I met up with him in Yokohama. And if I can find this isn't Yokohama. This is still outside the Sumida River. We're back to the slides again. But Yokohama is quite a good place. I was talking to Kiki about it a while ago, and she said yes, it's got a good Chinatown. So I went along there with this gentleman. Where is he? This gentleman who lives not too far away. We went to the Pot Noodle Museum to start with in Yokohama, as you do. I think somebody asked somebody what is there to see in Yokohama. I think I asked Kiki, and she said Pot Noodle Museum. I'm sorry, Kiki, but it's dull. It's like huge empty white spaces with a few drawings on the wall and like one little stand with a pot noodle on it, and lots and lots of kids. So I wouldn't go there. Hi, this is Kiki. I'm watching too. You look very much like Radri, Kiki. This is probably why you're together. We need a noodle museum. Yes, Tokyo Joe said that actually the ramen museum is how boring. Well, you could eat noodles. We went into the restaurant and I had pho, which is Vietnamese noodles.
You don't get a lot of pho for 500 yen. I can tell you, it was tasty though. So then we went on to investigate Kiki, as you suggested. We went on to investigate Chinatown, and there will be a vlog. And we saw lovely things like this in Chinatown. What else did we see? Creepy dolls. We saw creepy dolls in Chinatown, and a rather spectacular, like, pawn shop. Not your average pawn shop. Don't see that down the local high street. And what else? There's a rather splendid temple, which Tokyo Joe posed in front of, as is his wont. There we go. Temple was rather impressive. We didn't actually eat anything in there. There was food everywhere, but we didn't actually buy any. But I must say, it's worth a visit. Chinatown in Yokohama. Oh, here are the creepy dolls. Oh, they're everywhere. It's just a sort of standard figure for restaurants. It was just slightly creepy. But we did eat. We did eat. Here, Kiki. If you're wondering, here is our freshness burger. Roast beef freshness burger. It was rather good. Hey, Shane. Shane is in the house. Shane and I missed out Kyoto. Well, we did Kyoto earlier. But you missed out that I did meet up with Shane, Zeno living in Kyoto, and we had a rather nice. We did have ramen, didn't we? Recommended by a restaurateur friend of his. He said, "Go to this shop," and it was good. We couldn't read the menu, had no idea what we were ordering. Just Shane pointed to the first thing on the menu and said, "Let's have this," and they served us that, and it was delicious. It was very good, and I bought that. And then we went to the Konbini, and Shane bought us a whole bunch of beer and ice cream. And then we decided we'd slum it and go and sit by the river and consume our beers and ice cream. Was it chicken? I thought it was pork. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't take any photographs of our meetup. I think I have a slight video of the tube station where I was waiting to meet up with you, and that's about it. There's no evidence that we ever actually sat together and discussed philosophy by the banks of the Kamo River, and until your wife phoned up to ask where you were. Yes, I do. I mean, I quite like to have stayed a bit longer in Kyoto. Next time, I probably won't be going to Yamaguchi for a week, so I can divide my time more between Kanto and Kansai. So there, Tokyo Joe and I had a wonderful freshness burger, but quite expensive. That burger, I mean, it looks big on the photograph, but it was sort of about the size of the palm of my hand. That and a beer was about 1,000 yen. I had a McDonald's last night for 2/3 of that price, with chips and a muffin and a drink, and so it's not cheap in Yokohama. Disappointing. A roast beef freshness burger, 1,200 yen. Good grief. Was it freshness burger, Shane, or was it just a regular chain? Not that I know. I mean, that was the first time I've ever had a freshness burger, to be honest. And last night after work, I just couldn't be asked to go home and cook. So I went to McDonald's, which is not something I do often. It's prove that it is Yokohama. I've got nothing to prove that it was Yokohama. Yeah, but yeah. So then, what you do after Yokohama is you go to Shichijo-san in Meiji Jingu, and you photograph a girl having her photograph taken professionally, and you put that photograph on Instagram. And the girl then says, "Excuse me, that's me. Can you hide my face, please, or tag me?" Okay. Oh, it's YouTube. It's YouTube's rubbish. They don't let you communicate. I can't remember her Instagram name. She was very pleasant about it, and she remained on my Instagram. So if you go to that picture on my Instagram, you'll find it, and you can scroll over the picture, and you'll see her Instagram. And so go and follow her on Instagram and increase her numbers. And so yes, I was like traipsing around Meiji Jingu for the second time I've been there. It's rather pleasant. It's a nice break from the hustle and bustle of Tokyo. Here's one of the, train nerds. That's the Yamanote line. And nothing much exciting there. It's just a train. Then I went back to visit my friends at the restaurant again. As you do. I think this was with Tokyo Brie. That's right. I met up with her and said, let's go for lunch there. But I missed the one with Brie. Where is it? Here we are. Yes, I missed it. That's okay. I'll have to do the old rotate the picture. There we are. No, not sued for that. It's just I'm not sure what she is, but it was a very nice kimono. Actually, she explained to me in private message that it had been sort of handmade for her specially. So there's me with Brittany. Yes, unfortunately, Jenny Silver couldn't make it this time. It would have been nice to meet up with her again as well. And then me with some wooden cats, looking wooden. If I can, oh God, there we are. This is in Yanaka Ginza. Let's get rid of that quickly. The hand isn't up. I'm not doing the old peace sign. I'm sorry. And then we met up with the gang and had boob ice cream. Boob ice cream with the gang in the Hanbei in Shinjuku. That's a bit of a fuzzy picture. That's no good. There's Remy and my friend Manami and Kaz. I don't know whether you're watching, Kaz. I take crap photographs. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a good picture of me and Manami-san. Where is it? This is a slightly clearer picture outside the izakaya. But the nipples burst, and a load of ice cream shot into my mouth. So the gentleman with the blonde hair and glasses will be next week's guest, and he's quite a happy chappy, despite certain circumstances to the contrary. I did have quite an adventure, Shane. Yes, I was just sad to leave because when you're in Belgium, there's not much adventure. But the lady in the photograph is a heavy metal piano player by the name of Manami, and there's a friend of mine. And this is I've been in touch with her quite a long time through social media. So this was the first time we met up. We almost met up last year when I visited Keisan Death, but she couldn't make it. This time we were able to, so that was nice. Nearly getting to the end of my adventure. Where else did I go? Ah, yes, I met up with if Radri and Kiki are still watching and not fallen asleep. Here is a record of our taco adventure. That was with Eric and Riken Magic. And the man looking like he's slightly embarrassed is Radri. And there will be a video of me spilling taco fluids on my shirt when Eric eventually puts it up on his channel. And thanks to Riken Magic, I have discovered a very quiet, quick way to get from one end of Harajuku to the other. When I went to meet these guys, they said, let's meet at Takashita Street, which is sort of like the cat street in Harajuku, the famous place. And I got off the train at Harajuku Station and said, okay, well, I'm at the wrong end of Takashita Street. I need to go to the other end to meet up with these guys. And earlier in the week, I'd been there and no problem. I know, not too busy. I think this was a Saturday. It's a bad idea. Go through Takashita Street, just wall to wall Japanese kids and rather odd-looking middle-aged European tourists, including myself, sort of surrounded by them. It took me like what would normally take me like 2 minutes to walk down this street. It took me about 10 minutes. Taco fluids. Yes, taco fluids. They were rather runny tacos. They were very good tacos. I've never had tacos before. It's sort of I've had kind of like the Indian equivalent. Like it's like poppadoms just filled with meat. So, question and answer. Yes, I'm waiting for questions, Bernie. Anybody can ask me a question. I shall temporarily go back to here so you can see me and ask questions. I lie. Yes. First time having tacos in my entire life. Oh, I may have them again. They were quite nice. Burritos. And first time having a churro as well. I had a churro, and that was also rather nice. Yes, there will be a new Eric video at some point when his team of enslaved editors get round to making it. So yes, we had tacos and then spent. I'm terribly sorry, Radri. Spent an entire afternoon looking for a polo shirt in winter, the equivalent of Japanese winter, a polo shirt and deck shoes for me, which is not the easiest of things to find, as Radri will attest. We did find polo shirts. but they were Ralph Lauren polo shirts. Even secondhand, they were like, $40. I wasn't prepared to pay that. We did eventually find some deck shoes, which also cost me about $40, which was a bit more than I was paying, but I was just too embarrassed not to buy them at that point, having dragged these poor guys around various shops in Omotesando. But I wanted to look my best, really, to meet up with my long-standing friend, who, due to a misunderstanding, we lost contact, and now regained contact. If I can find the photograph. Yes, I'll show this photograph. It's not very clear, but yeah, this is my friend who I wanted to meet up with again. And you can't see it, but I was wearing the deck shoes there that I'd bought specially to meet up with her. I don't think I've got a picture of the taco. This is in the taco restaurant. Yes, here we go. There's Eric. Just prior to the point where I spilt taco juice all over me. Yes. I think that's coming to the end. I went to Kamakura after that. That was right. If you've never been to Kamakura via Fujisawa, I would recommend going via Fujisawa and not directly from Tokyo. Go from Shinjuku to Fujisawa, and then get the Enoden, which anybody who saw the I'll try and play this video, which is the old electric railway from Fujisawa. And it goes past the Shonan, where Eric lives, actually. But it also goes through the middle of town, which is one of the few places left in Japan where a train actually leaves sort of the train line and rides on the middle of the road. I think I have footage of that happening. Yeah, here it is. So you're on the train, and all of a sudden you're on the road.
The doors on the left side of only the last 3 cars will open.
Yeah, I saw this on Japan Railway Journal on NHK. I thought, I'll have a go at that. That looks fun. Not only that, you go past people's back gardens within arm's reach of their futons, which is also rather bizarre. The last 3 doors will open. Yeah, it's kind of like the announcer for the Black Mesa train on Half-Life. It's like a tram, but it's actually a train. It's a full-on train on the road. This is rather fun. And then eventually you get to Kamakura. I didn't go and see the giant Buddha because that would half an hour in the wrong direction. If you to see the giant Buddha, you have to sort of trail a bit outside of town, and I couldn't be bothered because I had a limited amount of time. So I just did a couple of temples. Where are they? Oh, I saw a Japanese wedding going on. And I thought, oh, wow, Japanese wedding. Cool. And then I saw another Japanese wedding going on. And then I saw another one going on. There was about half a dozen Japanese weddings going on, traditional, with all the, sort of like the white hood and everything. So by about the 4th one, I was like, oh, I'm hungry. I need some food. Where do I go? But Kamakura, I can recommend Kamakura. It gets busy, and it was particularly busy now because it was Shichijo-san still. With lots of people taking pictures of their kids. And yeah, all the usual kind of big Buddhist temple-y things, which have to be flipped. There we go. Rather large gate that was actually built in Kyoto and then deconstructed and rebuilt in Kamakura. Yes, it's the Hachimangu Shrine, that red shrine in Kamakura, where all that was it like a Shinto ceremony going on. I could recommend Kamakura, but I would go midweek rather than at the weekend. And then I met up with these guys. I showed this earlier in the show, Radrick. I'm going to have to flip you around. And you're upside down. There we are. There we are. Radrick, Kiki, and my friend Hinnock. He's just leaving Japan now. He was there a week longer than I was, but he'd arrived a week later, and he went up to The World is Sideways. Yes. So we're nearly at the end of my trip to Japan. Not many questions, folks. That's all right. Oh, and here is another Japanese wedding. This is in Harajuku, but this time with Western clothes. This is in Rick and Magic's secret shortcut through the back streets of Harajuku, and you come across a shrine and a rather nice garden of a ryokan. Baffled? Are you baffled by my time in Japan? Well, suffice to say, I'm going to have to reassess my possible future in Japan, given the change in circumstances. And this, I hope she doesn't mind me showing it. This is my savior. Each night as I came back to my hostel, having sort of had a wonderful time with various people, I would just have to sit at the hostel and go to my room and do nothing. But luckily there was a bar, and my good friend Mickey, the barmaid, spoke fluent English and was really good to talk to. So the next time I go to Japan, I will be staying at that hostel, and hopefully Mickey will still be working there. But thank you, Mickey, if you ever see this. Kept me sane. And of course, you have to go back and get served on the plane by R2-D2, which is rather bizarre. I got a little certificate to prove that I was on the Star Wars plane, and they play the Star Wars music as you get on the plane, and then C-3PO makes an announcement. Well, there's like hundreds and hundreds more photographs, but I won't bore you silly with them. And at some future date, I will try and edit things together and make vlogs or videos. Did she also beep like R2? No. Yes, it was rather trippy. So that's it basically. I've been going for God. How long have I been going? I can't remember. So, folks, you saw next week's guest, who will be Remy. The week after that, I may put out the old feelers and call on people. I'm looking at you, Shane, to join the show again for the 15th. Of course, that would be good. We could just what we could do, Shane. We could get like a few cans of strong zero and some ice cream and have a philosophical discussion on Simon no茶の間. How many gigabyte? I don't know. It's a 32 gigabyte card in here, but I mean, there's stuff on here from like England from summer and Christmas as well. So not too much. It must have been about 10 gigabytes. You wouldn't bother what? Wouldn't bother what? Yeah. Good. I'll be in touch with you, Shane, about that. Because I've also got to try and get in touch with my friend Manami to see if she can join again. But next week, yes, as I say, it will be Remy. Remy, no? How to improvise your show. I don't improvise. I have it. This is the most that I improvised. I mean, but this took me all night to prepare. Next week's show will be more in the vein that you're used to, whereby I have to, looking at this piece of paper stuck to questions for Remy. Yes. Yes. I tell a lie. 15th, sorry, is booked. Shane, 15th is booked. I forgot that. Rescuing the Princess will be on. You may be wondering what is rescuing. That is if Hero is still watching, that's your friend, the cosplay filmmaker, an American cosplay filmmaker living in Tokyo, who has his own channel. He will be my guest on the 15th. Yes. So 22nd, Shane, probably. Rescuing go to the channel, type in Google into YouTube, Rescuing the Princess channel, and it's a guy that makes high quality cosplay videos. He's not a princess, no, but a lot of the ladies that appear in his videos are dressed in princessy outfits. So with that, I need to recuperate to get and write questions for Remy and write questions for Matt and coordinate with Shane. And go and pick up my son and try and get a nap. I would love to have a nap. I can never do it. So it's like saying goodbye to people in Japan. You know, like saying goodbye to Radri and Kiki and Hinnock and to Shane. It was like, right, okay, bye. Yeah, right, bye. Bye. Okay. So I'll stop the broadcast. And I will see you all next week, hopefully. Bye-bye to all watching, and apologies to those who joined later or missed it because I ballsed up with the time. And see you next week. See you, everybody. Bye.